Welcome to Youth Ministry Help Podcast. I'm Mike Sheley and currently serving in youth ministry at my church with over 25 years of experience. My hope and plan is that this podcast will share wisdom, resources, and friends with you, as well as challenge, encourage, and inspire you in youth ministry. I've served as a volunteer, part-time staff, and full-time staff. During college, I worked summers and weekends at a couple different small rural churches in Illinois and Indiana. My first full-time youth ministry was at a small suburban church in Louisville, Kentucky, where I was in charge of our ministries for kids from nursery through high school. After that, I worked at a slightly larger rural church in Rockville, Indiana, with junior high through college age students. And for the last 18 plus years, I've been and still am serving on staff in student ministry at Mount Pleasant Christian Church on the suburbs of Indianapolis and Greenwood, Indiana. Why does this podcast exist? There are many volunteer and paid youth leaders who often feel under-resourced and under-equipped for youth ministry. Volunteers especially too often lack ongoing support. Youth leaders are looking for practical resources and help that's becoming much harder to find than it used to be. Many people serving in youth ministry feel isolated, misunderstood, and are searching for community. All of those descriptions describe some of my previous ministry experiences. I in no way believe this podcast alone can fill that gap and meet all those needs, but I do believe it can help. If you tune in and listen or watch, here's what you can expect. Short episodes that are usually going to be around 30 minutes or so to listen or watch to. That's great for a lunch break, a commute, or just enough time to take a break and take in some training or encouragement, and then move on to what you have to do in your everyday life. Throughout the variety of episodes we are recording, you'll receive tips, tools, connections, and real-life stories from people doing youth ministry. People tell me I'm a resource person, so in these episodes, I'll be sharing some of my favorite resources with you. I'm also an old youth minister, which means I know a lot of people from my years of serving. So I'll use some of these episodes to introduce you to some of my friends, interview them, or let them take over and share with you content that I believe can help you in your youth ministry. And these are probably people who either haven't come across your radar or you may not have realized how helpful they can actually be to you and where you're at. But I'm also a big fan of conversation, hoping that these episodes will give you something to think about and that you can have a conversation with us through comments and have conversations with people in your local area because of what you've watched. Maybe you watch an episode and go have a conversation with your volunteer team or another local coworker. Or maybe you watch an episode together as part of a training or part of a lunch with area youth workers. Maybe this is a way to help you connect with real people in person and have some great conversations because of the content that we're sharing with you on this platform. This is my first podcast, so please give me a little grace and patience as I and those who help me out learn how to do this together. And if you have experience in podcasting or want to suggest a good podcast I should check out to learn from, this old dog still likes to learn new tricks. And I want to make this the best that we can for the youth ministry community. You are already watching or listening, so I'm going to hope that this is for you. But if you want to know who our target audience is, so you know who to share this with and help get the word out, then I would say anyone who serves in youth ministry as a volunteer, part-time, or full-time. I'm a full-time youth pastor in central Indiana, so there's definitely content that will really connect with you if those two things are true for you. However, I have a heart for those of you serving in part-time or volunteer lead roles, as well as those of you who are small group leaders or some other role of volunteering in youth ministry. My goal is to bring up topics and resources and introduce you to people who truly can provide youth ministry help no matter your role or your context. If there's anyone you know who could use some help in youth ministry in the form of training, resources, people, challenges, or encouragement, please share this with them. You and I know that youth ministry can make our schedules unpredictable. So my hope is that we'll be able to get out weekly episodes to you. But like I said, I'm new to this, so I appreciate your patience and grace as we get this thing off the runway. I also know enough about ministry and life to know that I don't know everything, and I don't know you and your context. Okay, I hope some of you are friends of mine that are watching or listening, but you get the point. This show will be as good as your feedback and input. So let us know your thoughts on the episodes. Let me know if there are topics or issues you'd like us to address or resources you're looking for and just can't find for your ministry. My call to action today has 3 parts. Number 1, subscribe. I know people say that, but it's the best way for you to know when other episodes come out and for us to see how many people are genuinely interested in the content that we're creating. Number two, would you consider sharing this with at least one other person who needs it? One other person, volunteer or paid, who's serving in youth ministry and could use some encouragement and some challenge and resources and people. Number three, submit. Submit a question or idea for a future episode, or as someone as a guest we should bring on, or a resource we should share. We'd love to get the word out. We really want to help the community with this podcast. And at the time you watch or listen, if there's not a clear way to do that, then again, be patient and we'll have that set up soon. Thanks for listening or watching. May God bless you as you help youth get to know and follow Jesus. And may you remember that you're not alone. We're here to help you.